Vox Machina continues to Vox Machina. There are poop jokes mixed in with meaningful stakes, genuine development of characters that you can't help but fall in love with, while watching a bear urinate on one of said characters. G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel. Let's talk about Vox Machina. I'm going to talk about the 4th, 5th and 6th episodes of Season 2 in this video. But feel free to make it an actual discussion by posting your thoughts and feelings about the episode in the comments. The episodes I'm talking about are Those Who Walk Away, directed by Young Heller, Pass Through Fire, directed by Alicia Chan, and Into Rimecleft, directed by Eugene Lee. Look, the 3 episodes that came out this week are more of the fantastic entertainment that I've come to expect from this series, as well as telling fantastic stories in and of themselves with genuine character work. Each of these 3 episodes feels like they've got some real ramifications for the plot going forward. Those Who Walk Away has a real focus on Vax. Pass Through Fire focuses on Caliph, and Into Rimecleft ends up revealing a tender side to Scanlan that's genuinely heartwarming. Before I go any deeper, I recommend you go and watch the show. I'm about to talk details, so spoilers ahead. There is so much to love in these 3 episodes, but possibly the stuff that I love the most is what happens in the first half of Those Who Walk Away. I love the lore. I love the possible implications for Vax's character. This stuff is great. Vex doesn't remain dead for long, but there are still consequences. The Matron of Ravens severing the connection between Vex and Vax, only to replace it with a connection between Vax and her. It's brilliant. It gave me the chills. Now, how did Vax see her in the first place? Was it the connection between him and Vex? It doesn't matter. That scene was just utterly great. Being betrayed by Zara again wasn't much of a surprise. And the scene does show off how kick-ass Vax is with his new powers given to him by the Vestige. Having not watched much of Critical Role, Kishore, in fact the whole Slayer's take confuses me. When we first saw them a few episodes ago, I thought they were antagonists, possibly very reluctant allies. However, by the end of this episode, even Zara appears to be a genuine ally of Vox Machina. Moving on to Pass Through Fire, this is really Caliph's episode. Now, just in case the flashback at the start didn't make that clear. However, before we get to the crux of this episode, we get a scene that is quintessential Vox Machina. An important scene which has character building, the continuation of an ongoing plot thread, and literal toilet humour, as we realise that it's not just Pike who's worried about Grog's sword. Grog is also starting to have second thoughts about it.
Can I ask, could you ever be full?
Grog, are you talking to your dookie?
Yeah, just asserting my dominance.
Nothing really pops for me in the body of this episode, but I genuinely like all of it. Caliph overcomes her fear of fire by visiting a plane of fire. Immersion is definitely one way to cure her phobia. And we find out more about Thordak in a story thread that I genuinely find fascinating and I want to know more about. But of course, as soon as I start to take it too seriously, I'm reminded that Scanlan talked Vex into an unnamed favour of his choosing. I mean, I'm just cringing at the thought of what that favour could end up being. Especially after Vex does this.
This is gonna be fun.
Trinket? Care to seal the deal?
Caliph is more knowledgeable and powerful than she was, and the story continues as Vox Machina continue their journey to find Osira's mate and the rest of the Vestiges. It's Vax that finds the entrance to his lair in a puzzle that really reminds me that this was once a D&D game. The Sphinx Kamaljori sets Vox Machina the task of wounding him. As soon as I saw the focus on Scanlan, I knew exactly how this was going to go. He's wounded by memories of Assisa. Personally, I think the Dragon Umbracell did a better job.
Cammy! No!
Thank you for showing me Osisa once more.
While it's something we see all the time in fantasy and sci-fi fiction, when you stop and think about it, it's always sad when you see an ancient, near-immortal being like Kamal Jory get slain. I'll put a disclaimer on that. I think it's sad when that being's not an immediate threat to civilization. I don't think the story is going to make me too sad when I see the Chroma Conclave fall, especially after what they did at Eamon. Thankfully, Scanlan got visions of at least where some of the vestiges are before Umbrasyl took Mythcarver from him. And the episode ends with Caliph transporting Vox Machina to the Fey Realm in search of one of the vestiges.
Cast it now!
Caliph, Percy, Vex and Vax arrive together in the Fey Realm, but Pike, Grog and Scanlan aren't with them, which leaves us with a bit of a cliffhanger for the next batch of episodes. I'm going to be back next week to keep talking about Vox Machina, and in the meantime, why don't we continue the Vox Machina discussion down in the comments below. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.